What happens when one of the most talked about actors in Hollywood steps back into the spotlight after years of staying mostly away from big studio projects? In 2026, Johnny Depp is doing exactly that with new films on the horizon that have fans paying close attention. People wonder where he stands now after everything life threw at him. Is he making a quiet return or something bigger? Right now, he is filming a major role as Ebenezer Scrooge in a fresh take on A Christmas Carol set for release later this year, and wrapping up work on another project called Day Drinker. Fans who have followed him for decades feel that familiar excitement again. This is not about overnight success, but about seeing an actor many grew up watching take on new challenges in his own way. The curiosity is real, and the next few months could show a lot. After that strong wave of curiosity around Johnny Depp right now in 2026, fans are seeing him step into projects that feel personal and carefully chosen rather than rushed for attention. He has always been an actor who brings something unique to every role, and this year shows him doing exactly that with real commitment to the work itself. Take his upcoming film, Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol, where he plays the iconic Ebenezer Scrooge in a fresh adaptation directed by T. West and set for release on November 13th, 2026. This is not some quick cash grab, but a project that lets him explore a complex character who starts off bitter and isolated before going through a powerful journey of change. Many who have followed his career remember how he has always loved diving deep into roles that have layers. And this one seems right in line with that. In April 2026, he made a rare appearance at CinemaCon in Las Vegas, where he stood on stage to share first-look footage from the movie, and the audience reaction was loud and full of energy. He even spoke about how A Christmas Carol has been one of his favorite stories for a long time, calling it one of those timeless tales that stays with you because it is about facing your past and choosing to do better. That moment at CinemaCon reminded fans why they connect with him so much. It was not polished or overly dramatic, just Johnny Depp talking honestly about a story that matters to him. The transformation into Scrooge has him looking almost unrecognizable with gray hair and that classic miserly expression, which shows how much effort he puts into becoming the character rather than just playing it on the surface. The cast around him is impressive too, with names like Andrea Riseborough as the ghost of Christmas Past Ian. McKellen, Rupert Grint, Daisy Ridley, and Tremel Tillman all coming together to bring Dickens' world to life in a way that feels bold and new for 2026 audiences. This project marks something important because it is his return to a major studio film with Paramount after years of working more independently or in European productions. It feels like a natural next step, not forced, but earned through the quieter choices he made in recent times. While that film builds anticipation, another project called Day Drinker is also shaping up nicely, with Lionsgate planning a release for March 2027. Directed by Marc Webb, this one teams him with Penélope Cruz and Madeline Klein in what sounds like a supernatural revenge thriller full of twists and unexpected connections from the first look images. He appears with a different edge gray beard and intense presence that fits the enigmatic stranger role he is playing, filming wrapped up in locations across Spain, and the early buzz suggests it will give him space to show a more mysterious side that fans have not seen in a while. These two films together paint a picture of where his career stands in 2026, not dominating every headline, but steadily moving forward with roles that match his interests and skills. People often talk about how Hollywood can be tough after personal storms, but here he is selecting projects that let him create rather than chase trends. That steady approach is something many admire because it shows respect for the craft over quick fame beyond the big screen. He has also been active in other creative areas, like his directorial work on Modi, 3 Days on the Wings of Madness, which had its North American release late last year, giving him a chance to tell stories behind the camera too. That kind of balance between acting and directing keeps his artistic voice strong and varied. Fans notice these things because they see consistency in how he approaches work, even when the spotlight shifts. Away for a while, in interviews and appearances from earlier this year, he comes across as thoughtful and grateful for the opportunities without making big promises about comebacks or massive success. Instead, he focuses on the simple joy of storytelling and collaborating with good people. One thing that stands out when looking at his current status is how he handles public moments with the same authenticity that made him a star in the first place. Whether it is showing up at a fashion event like the Dyer Spring Show or sharing glimpses from set, he does it in his own way without trying too hard to control the narrative. That honesty resonates, especially with longtime supporters who remember the characters he brought to life over decades. From Captain Jack Sparrow to Edward Scissorhands, those roles became cultural touchstones, not because of hype, but because of the heart he put into them. Now, in 2026, new generations are discovering that same quality through these fresh projects, while older fans feel that familiar excitement seeing him back in motion. It is worth noting that his path has not been a straight line, and that is okay because real careers often have chapters that test resilience. And this one feels like a chapter of quiet rebuilding where the focus is on quality work rather than quantity. The curiosity around Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol especially grew stronger after those CinemaCon scenes because they showed a version of Scrooge that looks gritty and real, not cartoonish, which matches what director T. West is known for in his style of storytelling. Fans who love that blend of classic tale with modern edge are already marking their calendars for November 13th, and many are hoping it brings the kind of emotional payoff that makes holiday films memorable beyond just entertainment. Thinking about Day Drinker, the supernatural elements mixed with revenge and human connections seem like they will allow him room to explore darker, more intense territory, something he has done well in past films like Sleepy Hollow or The Ninth Gate. The pairing with Penélope Cruz marks their fourth time working together, which adds a layer of comfort and chemistry that experienced actors bring to projects like this, Madeline Klein being part of it. Also brings fresh energy that can appeal to younger viewers while keeping the core story grounded. These details matter because they show how his career in 2026 is not isolated, but connected through collaborations that build on years of experience traveling between sets in Europe and working on independent feels before stepping back into studio projects has given him perspective that comes through in the choices he makes now. For instance, his time in France and other places allowed him to focus on smaller, more artistic films, which kept his passion alive without the pressure of blockbuster expectations. That balance seems healthy and sustainable, something many in the industry could learn from. When audiences watch these new movies, they will likely see an actor who is still evolving, still finding ways to surprise and connect emotionally, rather than repeating old formulas. That kind of growth keeps things interesting and prevents careers from feeling stale in conversations online and among fan communities. People share excitement about how these roles led him. Showcase range from the cranky redemption arc in Ebenezer to whatever mysterious vibe he brings in Day Drinker. It is that variety that has always set him apart and continues to do so even now as 2026 unfolds with these releases on the horizon. His presence at events like CinemaCon reminded everyone that he can still command a room when he chooses. 2. Without needing constant media cycles, the applause he received there was genuine. Coming from theater owners and industry folks who know the value of a performer, with his track record looking ahead the rest of the year. And into 2027 will likely bring more appearances tied to promotion for these films and possibly some surprises in music or art, since he has never limited himself to just one creative outlet, that multifaceted side is part of what makes following his journey rewarding. It is not about perfection or constant spotlight, but about real moments of creativity and connection that build over time for fans who have been there through different phases. This current status feels like a natural evolution where the work speaks louder than any narrative around it. The honest reactions from people seeing the first footage of him as Scrooge capture that well. Some say he looks intense and committed. Others note how the makeup and performance seem to capture the loneliness of the character before the change happens. That attention to detail is classic Johnny Depp. And it is what keeps audiences invested across decades now with these projects lined up. In 2026, the anticipation is building steadily, not in a frantic way, but in a way that feels earned and worth the wait. Whether you are new to his films or have watched every one, the current chapter offers something fresh while staying true to the spirit that made him special in the first place. The industry is watching too, because returns like this after challenging times often show what kind of staying power an actor really has. And so far, the signs point to someone who's focused on doing good work on his terms. That approach deserves respect because it prioritizes craft over trends and real storytelling over manufactured drama.
As we move through this year, the releases will give everyone a chance to see
where his career stands and how these new roles add to an already rich body of work. It is exciting for fans to witness because it feels authentic and connected to the actor they have supported for so long, without needing exaggeration or false promises, just honest progress through interesting projects that match his unique talents. And that is exactly what makes this moment in 2026 worth paying attention to, as more details emerge. From set and post-production, the stories around these films will only grow richer, giving audiences plenty to look forward to in theaters later this year and next. If you have followed Johnny Depp through all these years and feel that same pull of curiosity about where his journey goes next, then make sure to mark your calendars for Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol hitting theaters on November 13th, 2026, and Day Drinker coming in March 2027. These projects show him doing what he does, Best bringing depth and heart to characters that stay with you long after the credits roll, whether you catch them in theaters or later on. Streaming support the work by watching with friends and family who also appreciate real storytelling. Share your honest thoughts after seeing them, because that kind of audience connection keeps great performances alive. And remember to stay tuned for any surprise appearances or updates he might drop throughout the year. It has been a genuine pleasure diving into his current status with you. And if this resonated, hit that like button, subscribe for more authentic looks at actors and projects that matter, and drop a comment below with your favorite Johnny Depp moment or which new film you are most excited for. Your voice as a fan truly counts in keeping this kind of honest cinema conversation going. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.